Hola from the West Side. It is me, DCThePurpleDiva. Welcome to Not So Random Chat. Happy Monday, y'all. We made it to the week. We made it to Monday. I hope everybody had a good Monday. Were you guys able to catch the conversation from President-elect Biden today, giving us his plans for the future? I took it as interesting. We shall see. But we also know that yet and still, Mr. Trump's folk are still trying to throw flies in the ointment. Because apparently one of his underlings is refusing to accept that Mr. Biden is the president-elect, and therefore refusing him access to funds for the transition. Who are these weirdos? Who are these weirdos? Like, who are these people? I mean, what purpose does that serve? I'm just wondering. And then let's talk about Kamala Harris. Yeah, I talked about it this morning. And, I always do it with my little funny animated voices, but what I'm saying is something serious. I just use the animated voices from Snapchat, to kind of take the edge off of the seriousness of what I'm talking about. So, we're talking about how unblack Kamala Harris is, now that the media is out there putting out there that she is the first Black and Asian vice president, along with first woman. So apparently, and I don't know this to be a fact, but apparently her father is half Black, so he's mixed. So her father's biracial, and then her mom is 100% whatever she was. Rest in peace to her mom. So that would make Kamala what they call a quadroon, I guess. What they used to call a quadroon. Back in New Orleans. And so we're being, we got folks out here being real nitpicky about it. And, I have said from the very beginning, she just needs to pick a side. If you're going to be Black, be Black. If you're not going to be Black, don't be Black. Just because you're a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha, that does not make you Black. Because although the Divine Nine are predominantly Black, we are not exclusively Black. Hey, Darren. So, she's a quarter Black. And she's chosen to identify with that quarter Black and with her Indian, and apparently she's not identifying with the white part of her father. Okay? So, I think we could find some other things to talk about. And then here's the other thing. Then other people were talking about the fact that Stacey Abrams, did all this work and, people feel that the reason she wasn't picked as the running mate with Joe Biden is because she's a dark-skinned Black woman who's heavier, and she wears her hair natural. FYI, Stacey Abrams is also a Delta, for those of you who didn't know. But I think that Stacey Abrams is positioning herself for what she wants politically. And she doesn't appear to have had her sights set on the presidency. But I think if she gets into Mr. Biden's cabinet, I think when she goes and runs for governor of Georgia again, I bet she wins. I'm just saying. Shouts out to my soror, Stacey Abrams, for registering over 800,000 Georgians. And it's still too close to call, but it looks like she may have helped turn the state of Georgia blue for the first time in over 28 years. I believe that Arizona, if it turns out it has also turned blue, it'll be the first time that it's blue in over 26 years. And I do understand, from what I'm understanding from, sources, that Mr. Trump will transition peacefully. But I don't believe that he's going to concede. He may, after he's exhausted all of the court cases. And honestly, you guys, all I want is whoever the legitimate winner is to be the winner. But what my problem is that the same information, everything that they're saying right now, this is the same things that people said 4 years ago when Mr. Trump got in office. They said that he stole the election. It was the same thing. They said that they stuffed the mailbox. They found ballots at 3 a.m. But it was the Democrats saying at that time. Now it's the Republicans. That's why I don't even deal with the political parties. I mean, we've already seen that all the presidents are related. So we're going to find out where in Joe Biden's lineage he's related. We'll find that one out, won't we? Because they're all related. Even Mr. Trump. Even though he came from outside of the political thing, he's still related. He's still part of the family. Hey, Ray. So you guys, I got some exciting news for y'all. I am a little over 300 hours to be monetized. I am at, I think, somewhere between 36.50 and 36.75. I'm getting close, y'all. And I got more people running my playlist now. Shouts out to all who are running my playlist. Shouts out to my friend, aka Brown Bella. See, Deltas and AKAs, we work together. Because here's the real thing. The Divine Nine helped get Mr. Biden into that White House. So we're going to see what he is going to do for Black people. We don't want to be past the first 100 days. You better push us up in your agenda. Thank you very much. Pushers up. Don't be putting the alphabet community ahead of us. Since you got our back, Mr. Biden, I'm going to hold your feet to the fire, sir. Going to hold your feet to the fire. You like Kamala, or you like Bella? Which AKA do you like? I heard the AKAs were strolling in Brooklyn this weekend. That's what I heard. And it's so funny. You got people posting pink and green that aren't even AKs. I'm thinking, what you doing? Don't do that. You know, you could be for Kamala, but yeah, don't do that if you're not really AKA. Yeah, Bella is cool. She is cool. So she's running my stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to her behind the scenes so I can we can do a collab maybe up on her show. But yeah, I'm just trying to get all of this. Hopefully, if I can get these hours, if I can get these hours before the the middle of the month, before Thanksgiving, that would be so sweet, because then I could go into the holidays, monetize, and maybe get a check, even if it's a little check, because I know you have to make at least $100, but a little bit of something, because I'm about to gear some stuff up. I've been, I got the nice mic now. And, hey, Darren, I'm going to have to talk to you because I can't use my green screen in StreamYard, but it works in Zoom. It works in Zoom. So I don't know I don't know why it's not reading my computer graphics or jumping to the GPU that's in StreamYard, because it's not recognizing it. So I gotta I don't know. I'm getting ready to probably put a newer OS system on my one of my other laptops that has like a tech of memory on it, but I'm gonna see, because I forget what it has on it. I know it has, I don't know if it has Vista or the one after Vista. It's got one of those older Windows on it, and I really do need to upgrade it and make sure it wipe it clean, make sure there's no viruses or anything on it before I fire it up. And so I don't know, but I think I might see about using that one, because I would love to upgrade my Mac, but I'm not going to upgrade it yet. And I wonder if it's because of the OS that I'm running on my Mac, but I'm running StreamYard through Chrome, so that shouldn't make a difference because it's in Chrome. And I already went in there and disabled and enabled what I needed to disable and enable in the commands. But it doesn't recognize my green screens that I have in there, even though I have a green screen behind me. But then when I go on Zoom, You can see my green screen. So I don't know. I don't know if it's something in their OBS or what. Yeah, it should make a difference. I mean, because I have the which I have a graphics card in my Mac. Clearly, there's a graphics card in my Mac, or I wouldn't be able to use the green screen on anything. But I don't know why it's blocking it from being used in there. Because I was able to put my moving graphics in that I have at the beginning, that I have behind me now with the water moving. I was able to upload that and put that in there. And the screens are in there. I mean, you know, the virtual backgrounds are in there. I just can't. They just won't come up on this computer. So I'm gonna try it on a different computer. And if I try it on a different computer and it works, then I know it's the computer. It just doesn't like my Mac. Thank you, Raquisha. That's right. Please thumbs up the video. But yeah, I've got a few topics that I'm going to do on some things in regards to autism. I think I'm going to do a spotlight on the importance of autism support groups for the parents. And then I'm going to do spotlights on a couple of schools that deal with kids on the spectrum that do things from a different perspective. One of them is locally here in the Los Angeles area. Actually, two of them are. Hey, Miss Pamela. So I'm going to, I'm still working on getting the camera, you guys. By Christmas, I'll have it. I'll have a camera. I'm still, trying to make sure I make the right decision and get the right kind, because, and I was thinking about upgrading my phone, y'all, but I don't like T-Mobile. I didn't have T-Mobile before. And T-Mobile, they don't do their phone exchange the same way as Sprint did. With T-Mobile, if you have an iPhone and you had the iPhone forever, that Sprint had. So what they're going to do is give you a $750 credit towards your upgrade. And if your new phone costs more than $750, you got to pay the difference. So of course the new iPhones cost more than that. My phone is supposedly worth more than that. So, but the weird thing is, and I don't know why this is, but they priced the iPhone 12 Pro cheaper than the iPhone 11 Pro. I don't know why. Like $100. Wait, it's $100. The one is $149, $11.49. The other one is like $11. The other one is $10.49. Yeah, so it's like $100 difference. $1,000 phone, y'all. $1,000 they want for that phone. So I had to think about it. Even with the $750, thingy, that still means I still gotta come in with $250. I don't know if I want to give them $250. I don't even remember it. I don't think I've had put any money in on my. I think the most I had to put in was maybe $100. I don't remember. Hey, uppity unicorn. Oh, your camera's coming this week? Yeah, I need to get a camera. I mean, using my phone is cool, you guys. But I know that certain types of things, if I want to do certain types of videos, I'm just going to need to have a camera. Everything can't be on my phone all the time. And, I don't want to fill up my phone memory. Now, I can still transfer the stuff to my phone to do the iMovies before I upload it. But I think, I'm going to start taping it not on my phone. Oh, he's getting a new iPhone this week? Yeah, I want to get it. I do. I looked at it today. I mean, they're all this, at least they're the same size as the 10. The X and the 11 and the 12 are all the same size. So, means I don't have to change my case or anything. I just have to, go from one phone to the other phone. So, I don't know. I might get it for myself. Maybe it'll be my Christmas present to myself. But I think I really need to get the camera as my Christmas present to myself. Maybe the phone will be my birthday present to myself in February for my birthday. I don't know. Because I still have lots of memory on, I got a whole bunch on this phone. Because I got the 256. And I'm still I think I'm at 118. So I'm nowhere near. And then, I got the huge iCloud. But, I know I'm going to have to upgrade soon. Because I have had it for a few years. But my phone still works great. Oh, you call it Malcolm? Wow. I just call my phone is DC's iPhone. That's literally what my phone is. It's DC's iPhone. And my son's phone is David's iPhone. When I'm in the find the phone looking for them, that's how they pop up. I'm just looking what you guys saying, but I like the 3 cameras on the 12. I do. I like the 3 cameras. So I do like that about it. Decisions. But I might have to look for another carrier and get rid of T-Mobile. Because, see, they don't seem to be friendly to people who are 55 and older. I have a nice plan, and I think they're trying to get rid of that plan. And I've only had the plan's only been around for a year and a half, and they just gave it to their people. So, yeah, if you're 55 and older, you pay I think it's $55 plus $10 a line. Then of course, they tack on whatever, if you're leasing your phone, whatever the lease fees are. Well, my phone I just call it DC's iPhone. That's it. And my iPad is I call it my sanctuary because that's where I do my writing. Now that's something I probably do need to upgrade. I probably do need to upgrade my iPad. Because, y'all, I have a second generation. And if I upgrade my iPad to like at least the 8th generation, which is where they are right now, then my son would be able to have my second generation. And my second generation, it's still supported. They haven't stopped. Haven't stopped supporting it. I think it's just at the max of updates that it can go to as far as iOS. But it would be fine for him, for what his needs would be. But yeah, maybe I should just upgrade my iPad and keep my iPhone for the moment. But I'm techie when it comes to phones. I like to have the new phones. And I know my father's getting ready to get it. You know why? Because my dad always wants to beat me to getting the new phone. But I have to think about whether I want to give up a couple $100. Even though it's only a couple $100. The way that they're doing it now is essentially you're paying for the phones. So, yeah, they're not going to, gone are the lease days where you pay your phone, on a monthly basis. T-Mobile ain't doing none of that stuff. They're like, nope, you're buying this phone. And that's the way it is. So I don't know, maybe that would probably then reduce the bills, because then they can't charge you for leasing if you own the phones. They just got to charge you per line. We'll see. You going upstairs, babe? Okay. Hey, misunderstood. I know. Well, like I told you, my iPad, iPad actually says DC the Purple Diva's Sanctuary. That's what it says. I think I had it engraved on the back of it. Because when I got it, I worked for GE. And at the time, GE had a relationship with Apple where we could get discounts on Apple stuff. So I bought it because I got a discount on it. But we'll see. I know I need to update my my iPad, but I really want a Pro. I just don't want to pay for a Pro. I'm so cheap, y'all. I want the Pro, but I don't want to pay for the iPad Pro. I'm probably the most I'm willing to pay for is the iPad Air. Y'all, I've had my Mac book that I have forever. I've had this forever. So, I don't know. Maybe I should. Yeah, no. Upgrading my MacBook, that's a major decision. That's like a $2,000 decision. And I'm not ready. Because I literally have 1, 2, 3, 4 computers around here. I have one other laptop, and I have 2 other desktops. And this is not even including my work computer. Okay. Because I used to have a studio where I lived before. And I will have a studio where I'm going to live next, because I got to be in a place that's got at least 3 bedrooms or 2 bedrooms and a tent and a den, so that I can have a separate room for working and for doing my recording for YouTube. That's what I'm working on, y'all. You know, I don't mind sometimes doing stuff in my bedroom or, you know, in the living room, but, you know, I would like to have a separate place where I can just do my YouTube. And I don't have to disturb the whole family, you know, because the guys are not with the YouTube. The guys are not with it, you know, except for my son. You know, my son, y'all, it's a crime if I don't let him come on camera with me. Y'all know that. It's a crime. But let's get back to Miss Kamala Harris. Okay. So apparently Kamala Harris is a quadroon. You know, shouts out to China Fox, because that's, you know, I like China. China is a gut punch, though, sometimes. And she had lots to say. But she's not the only one who's been on here talking about Kamala Harris and about how black or lack of black she is, and who have had an issue with her being called the first black vice president. Okay. So, but I guess, you know, we're going to go by the 1-drop rule here. That's the way they go. And I don't know, does her dad consider himself black? Or does he consider himself biracial or white? I think I've seen a picture of her father. He looked black to me, you know, but maybe he is mixed. You know, I mean, I don't know. But let's just say she's Indian and Jamaican American, okay? Let's just give her that. Okay? Because both of her parents were immigrants. She went to a historically black university. So when it came to going to college, she obviously identified herself as being a double minority. Clearly, she said she was black. You know, clearly she did. Okay. So I believe both her and her sister are AKAs. And what did somebody say? Somebody yesterday said, yeah, the AKAs, that's the sorority where all the mixed girls go. Now, I don't know about all that. because I know some chocolate AKs. I mean, like dark. Okay. But yeah, they do have the reputation for having the light bright, almost white. And, at one point they, did have the quote unquote mythical brown paper bag test. But let's keep in mind that the original members of my own sorority came out of Alpha Kappa Alpha. And I promise you, they all were not light-skinned ladies, okay? The majority of them were. Because, at that time, in the early 1900s, that's generally who went to college. Because, what? Y'all think we just started living in a colorist society? Y'all think that that's something that just started happening? Nah. It's always been colorist. It's always been colorist. And it was extremely that way back then. But see, my sorors left Alpha Kappa Alpha because at that time, they were not about public service. They were about socialization. That's what they were about back then. Now, of course, now, come 100 years later, and everybody's about public service. Everybody's about public service. We're all about public service. But at the time that the sorority was started, it wasn't. Because if it had been, there would be no Delta Sigma Theta. We were about the suffrage. We were about about women's rights to vote, even though we didn't have a right to vote. Which is one of the reasons why you have my soror out there getting those people registered to vote. Because that's what we're about. Same thing happened when my other soror was up to be in Barack Obama's, cabinet as the Attorney General. Deltas were in the house. So I expected that the AKs were in the house for this. But actually, that's not really what happened. What happened was it was the AKAs, it was the Deltas, it was the Zetas, it was the Sigma Gamma Rhos. We all came out in full force. It was the ladies of the Panhellenic. That helped to push. And I know a lot of people call us all elitists and everything, and the Greek organizations are elitists and everything, but really the only elitist thing about the Greek letter organizations is that in order to get into a Greek letter organization, you have to go to college. If you never go to a 4-year university, then you will never have the opportunity to pledge one. And that goes for even getting into the graduate chapters. But I don't see them as elitist organizations. I see them as networking organizations. I see them as lifelong organizations, because I'm going to just say this, and I've said this many, many times. My sorority sisters, 2 Deltas with PhDs in speech pathology, are part of the reason why my son had non-public speech therapy paid for by the school district until he was in high school. Because they wanted to cut it off when he was in elementary school. And I fought and kept it until he was 16. And that's what Delta did for me, because both of those ladies that run the Los Angeles Speech and Language Center are members of Delta Sigma Theta, and they both have PhDs in speech pathology, like my father's wife, who is also a Delta with a PhD. So I mean, yeah, we've been flexing for a few days because someone who went to an HBCU is in the second highest office in the country. It doesn't matter if she's black, white, pink, purple. She went to a historically black university. That is a precedence. She went to Howard University. Everybody else that has ever been in that second office, I assure you, went to a PWI. So that in and of itself is historic. Because neither one of the Obamas went to an HBCU. I don't even know if it crossed either of their minds. But here's a little fact. Black Lives Matter, with the events of George Floyd specifically, and yeah, Miss Kamala Harris getting to that office, are making people look at HBCUs a little bit different. You can get just as good of an education at an HBCU as you can get at a PWI. I did my freshman year at Hampton University. It was Hampton Institute back then, because y'all know I'm old, and I went to school there in the 80s. But it became a university in the 80s as well. If I had stayed at Hampton, it would have become a university by my senior year. It was a university by the time I got out of college. It was just the institute when I went into school. But it was on its way to becoming a university at that time. It's the other HU, they call it. What did she say? Why did you hide her, Nicole? What did Ray say, Nicole? Oh, it was accident? Okay. Oh, you unhid her. Okay, sorry. I was like, what she say? Did she say something? Well, supposedly, Nicole, she's part Jamaican because her dad is Jamaican. But per China Fox and others, and the only reason I'm saying China Fox is because I actually follow her, but she's not the only one who said it. Her father's only half black. He's biracial too. So basically, that would make Kamala multiracial. And basically only 25% black. And this is the reason why all of these people have an issue with her being called the first black in that office. But my point is that In 2008, wasn't nobody saying that about Mr. Obama. And clearly, he's not 100% black. But y'all made him black. Maybe because he is half African, half Kenyan. And his father was 100% Kenyan. But he wasn't really, black as in, our terms, because his father wasn't of slave descent. His father, wasn't the descendant of people who had been stolen from their land. He knew his royal heritage. We all have to find ours. That's one of the reasons why my hair is usually purple, you guys, and why I love purple. Because I've always known that I am royalty. Yes, I'm a child of the king, but I've always known that I was royalty. I've always known that I was royalty. And that's what I believe. I believe that we're descendants of royalty. Including those ones, that wound up in Jamaica. That's why I said this morning, I'm like, y'all, let's give this woman a chance. Let's see where she coming from. Now she there. She in the spotlight. Don't be telling us about Tupac. If you're gonna, take on that 25% black of you. Okay, let's see what you're gonna do with it. Let's see how you gonna represent it. Because you are definitely a multiracial woman. And so what? She's not as black as... Yeah, Obama's more black than she is. Okay. But does it matter? She's the first woman. She's the first woman of color. She's definitely... She don't have enough white in her to be called white either, okay? We just splitting hairs over stupid stuff when we need to be thinking about what the heck she's going to be doing, because we know that vice presidents are no longer lame ducks. They don't just sit there and do nothing. We know how pivotal Joe Biden was in Obama's administration. So we need to see what she's going to be whispering in Joe Biden's ear. Is it going to be something that's going to be to our benefit, or is it going to be to our detriment? Because see, those of us who live in California know the kind of person she was. Here. And she said that, she was just doing her job. Okay, whatever. But there was another way. And all of the people that were involved in everything that was signed off in the 80s, yes, I understand that was what people thought was what they needed to do. I understand. That's one of the reasons why I moved 3,000 miles away from where I grew up, because the city that I lived in was the murder capital of the country at that time, Washington, D.C. And crack had already hit D.C. before it hit L.A. It was already ravaging the East Coast. So, yeah, I totally understand why things were done. But I don't think, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't think that they realized that what they were doing was going to be so detrimental to Black people in this country, with the stacking of charges, with all the power given to the DA. with the systematic racism within the judicial process. Just crazy. And I mean, it's across the country. So I tell you something that's important to us here in California. Who the hell is going to fill Kamala Harris's seat in the Senate? Who is this fool, the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, who, you know, he's a narcissist. He, you know, I mean, he looks okay for a white dude, but, you know, he's Nancy Pelosi's nephew. Let that marinate, y'all. The governor of California is the nephew of the Speaker of the House. See why he and Mr. Trump didn't get along very well? Oh, and let's add some icing on the cake. His ex-wife is engaged to Donald Jr. Or they're dating, but they're about to get married. Yep. Gavin Newsom's ex-wife, his first wife. I've met his current wife. She's a doll, absolute doll. Very, very nice woman. Very, very nice woman. Has a good relationship with the Most High. Can't say the same for her scoundrel husband, who has yet to lift the sanctions off of the houses of God in the state of California. Yes, I have a problem with that. Thomas Jefferson was black. But you know what? You know, this has to be killing Hillary. Okay? Because, and this also has to be killing the Republican Party as well. Because remember, they tried to bring a woman in. Remember Sarah? Remember Sarah Palin? The former governor of Alaska? Yeah, her. That woman. Woo! She was an embarrassment. An embarrassment. I was just like, how the hell was she ever governor of the state of Alaska? She knew nothing about geography. She was not well read. It was crazy. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. But Miss Harris, I think somebody said she's only been married to her husband for like 4 or 5 years. So she hasn't even been married that long. She got married late in life. I mean, she was a career woman. So we're gonna see how this pans out. I am hoping that both of them have different politics than they have had in the past. I am hoping that during this administration, part of that healing process is making things better or trying to make things better by changing some laws across this country. And I am also hopeful that our issues don't become everybody else's issues and everybody else gets rights or to things before we do. Not speaking of us as Black people. You know? We just have to wait and see what happens, though. And, gotta watch and see what goes on with the challenges that Mr. Trump has put forth. But this should all work. That should all work itself out by December 6th, which is the date that all of the states have to certify their results. And when is North Carolina going to be finished? The 12th? Yeah. So hopefully by that point, if North Carolina comes back saying they're blue, then, he's only going to be able to look at Georgia. And I just don't see that he's going to find fraud, based on the fact that Masara, got all of these people registered to vote. And I don't think that she did anything outside of the law. Matter of fact, I think they made sure they stayed within inside the law to make sure that people's votes could not be invalidated. We just have to respect the democratic process the same way we respected it 4 years ago. I wasn't happy about it, but I respected it because obviously people voted, and Mr. Trump had enough electoral votes. The same situation is what is going on right now. Obviously, people voted, and Mr. Biden had enough votes. So I'm looking at it from that perspective. But you guys, I'm sorry, I'm drinking some water. But if Mr. Trump has valid reasons to challenge the votes in any of the states, then he has every right to do that. But if he's just doing this to delay things, then I don't get it. Just let it go. In 4 years, you can always run again. Isn't that what Joe had to do? He didn't run 4 years ago. So he had to sit and he had to wait. And I just believe it was his time. I just believe that I don't think that everything that Mr. Trump did was wrong. That would be, wrong on my part to say that. But I think that people got tired of, people may not be tired of conservatism, but they are tired of Trumpism. That's what I think it is. Because I think that people who voted for Mr. Trump, some people who voted for Mr. Trump 4 years ago did not vote for him again because of the way that he handled this virus. Now, there are people now who are saying that, when they get this vaccine, that they're going to make us all take it. Because Bill Gates is involved with this stuff. I'm not taking no damn vaccine, y'all. My son is not taking any vaccine. Because they have to give you the virus. And what this vaccine is going to do is going to make you more susceptible to it. Why am I going to? It's going to change your DNA so that you're more susceptible to it. No, thank you. I don't want you manipulating my DNA. I have good DNA. I got good DNA. See, I'm not Republican. I'm nonpartisan, misunderstood. I'm nonpartisan. But I know I've got friends who are Republicans. I know that, I know Darren's a Republican as well. So I know this is tough, for those who are Republican. But one of the things that I personally think as an independent is that Mr. Trump has caused a lot of division within the Republican Party itself. And there may be people who are actually Republicans that, voted for his Republican counterparts for the House and for the Senate, but they did not vote for him because they want to keep that Republican control of the Senate, but they don't want to keep Mr. Trump because of the divisiveness. That's my feeling. And I hope that Mr. Biden is being sincere in saying that he wants to stop the divisiveness and bring the country back together. I hope so. We'll see. We'll see. Let me see. But I've been on here for over an hour. So I'm going to get ready to come on. David, are you going to come over here? Here comes David, y'all. All right, so let's get on camera. All right. Here we go. Oh, hey guys.
No.
Say hi.
Say hi.
Okay. Okay. All right, guys. I'm out of here. As you can see, I have put that. This is the green screen. It is back in its case. That's the case that it comes in.
Yeah.
But it's pretty big. Anyway, I'll be back on tomorrow. I got to get myself ready for bed so I can do another work day. But I'll see y'all in the morning with one of my, shorties in the morning with my little thoughts for the day. We'll see where my head is tomorrow morning. But until then, you guys, I offer you peace and blessings from the West Side. I'll see you guys later. Peace.